Hey now, metalheads, it's Blackmetalwerewolf making a brand new video for you this week. And today what I would like to talk about is making metal friends. There's no doubt that so many metalheads out there are desperate to make friends with other like-minded metalheads. And there's nothing wrong with that, it seems almost natural. But as I was thinking of the subject, I was wondering, is making friends with someone who has the exact same music taste as you really all that it's cracked up to be? So I guess I should start out by saying that having common ground is a very good way to set the foundation for a long-lasting or possibly permanent friendship. And for metalheads, there is no better common ground than their love of metal. We like the same bands, we have the same style, what's not to talk about and to bond over? That's a great way to start off a friendship, right? But just because two people have the same taste in music doesn't necessarily mean that a friendship can last or that the friendship will necessarily be good. Just an example from my own life, when I was going to high school, by then I was already getting really into heavy metal. And you know, when you're going to a new school, you meet all these new people from different towns and different schools all coming together. And there were a few other metalheads. Not many, but a few. And you know, they made their own little clique and everyone was saying, oh, you know, you should hang out with these other metalheads, you'll get along, you guys have the same taste in music. You know, I'm sure you'll make great friends. And in theory, absolutely, there's no reason we shouldn't be friends. So, you know, I started hanging around them, and I learned very quickly that though we had the same taste in music and liked a lot of the same bands, I couldn't fucking stand these people. They were nothing but a bunch of stoner loser jerk-offs with no life ambition. They were on a one-way road going nowhere real fucking fast. And though I do feel that I'm above something like peer pressure, I felt like hanging out with these people would really do me no good, and I decided to break off the little friendship that there was. Yeah, sure, we had the same taste in music, but the whole idea of hanging around people I genuinely didn't like or even want to be around, that didn't seem worth it just to hang around people who had the same taste in music as me. That, what's the point? Hanging around people you don't fucking like? Oh, well, they like the same bands. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do, who cares? Now, in all honesty, I should probably be the last person making any sort of judgment when it comes to making friends over being a metalhead. Because of this YouTube channel, I have been able to make so many friends, all thanks to a shared love of metal. However, I did not stay friends with people I didn't actually get along with. Yes, there are amazing people I have met, and there's no doubt that metal was a good foundation. However, I still kept in contact with them because they're funny, they're friendly, they're nice, they're genuinely good people. Those are all great things and even better things to build a friendship on. And every good person I met, there was at least one other person that, sure, I talked with and was kind of friendly with, but I just didn't really jive with. Someone who I just didn't have much else in common with, or some people I just genuinely didn't fucking like, be it because we disagreed on fundamental things, or we just didn't jive for whatever reason. Sure, we all like the same tastes in music, but we just didn't get along, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. Also, I think it's worth noting that I can't imagine how boring a friendship would be if the only common ground was heavy metal, right? I mean, that just sounds like you'd be having the exact same conversation over and over and over again with the same person. Oh yeah, Rain and Blood's a really good album, I like it too. Yeah, so is Number of the Beast. Yeah, Metallica has some good albums and they have some bad albums. Like, oh my god, I would blow my fucking brains out if that was like my best friend and that was the only conversation we were having. I mean, let's talk about other things. Let's talk about UFOs and ghosts and Bigfoot. Let's go for a walk. What's your idea of religion and politics? Let's have real conversations. Let's not just rehash the same opinions on metal over and over and over again. If I wanted to do that, I would just sit in front of a mirror and talk to myself. Almost exactly what I'm doing with this camera here. I mean, I get enough of this on my own. I don't need to make friends with other people doing this exact same fucking thing that I'm doing in my spare time. Now, I know that I'm coming off as some horrible cynic in this video, and I'm really trying not to be. By no means am I saying that, as a metalhead, you should avoid becoming friends with other metalheads. At the beginning of the video, I did say that having the same taste in music can be the great foundation for a long-lasting friendship. I'm just saying that the same taste in music shouldn't be your main focus for a friendship. That just seems incredibly close-minded, and it can lead to some pretty bad situations. I mean, just because you and someone have the same taste in music doesn't necessarily mean the friendship will be good. And if it's not, then you should probably get the hell out of that situation. And, you know, don't just box yourself in and be really close-minded and say, well, I can't be friends with these people because they don't like metal. Well, in all honesty, who the hell gives a shit? As long as you respect each other and don't shit on each other, oh, well, you don't like heavy metal, fuck you, or, you know, they say, yeah, you're a metalhead, go fuck yourself. You know, that's not good, so don't stay in a situation like that, but expand your horizons, meet other people. If your only focus is someone who also listens to heavy metal, I think you really need to grow up. If you're a teenager, I can kind of get it because that's kind of what teenagers do. But if you're well into adulthood, I mean, it's time to move past such immature ideals of friendship. Well, I think I've said a mouthful for this video, so now I want to get your guys' opinion on all of this. Do you agree with me and think that metal can be a good foundation for a friendship, but it shouldn't be the main focus? Or are you in the opposite camp and think that you should strictly look for other metalhead friends? Please leave me your comments, your stories, your anecdotes all down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say about all of this. And now, like my past videos, I either do an album recommendation or an album warning, and today is another recommendation. The band is Frozen Soul, the album is Crypt of Ice. I was doing some shopping on Amazon the other day and I came across this album and it looked pretty damn cool. And this is some hardcore icy death metal. I've never seen a band so obsessed with snow and ice since Immortal, and these guys really got it going on. As of right now, I haven't picked my favorite songs on the album, but I do have to say there isn't one song in here that I didn't like. So if you like icy death metal, I highly suggest you check out Frozen Soul, Crypt of Ice. So that's it for today's video. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of today's video, checking out some of my past videos, and sharing them with a few of your friends while you're at it. If you'd like to keep up with me on a more daily basis, you can follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. I also have a P.O. box open. All of that info is down in the description. I also have patches for sale, so if you would like to get your very own, you can click right over here. There's also a link down in the description. Overall, thank you very much for watching, guys, and don't forget to stay brutal.